please welcome to the stage, Mike Carrion.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the NBA Bit. Happy Thursday. You might notice it's maybe the camera's not as crisp as it's been the last couple of days, but we are back in the yard, back in the stream yard here. We got Snoopaloop up in here. Happy National Indian Pudding Day. That's huge. We got Stan Loves. Let's go. Stubbs. We got Magi Carp. Yes. Ravens here. Good to see everybody. Do me a favor, like the stream, subscribe to the channel. Yeah, let's go. We had great night of hoops. We got the Common Man. Good morning. Is that a Good Morning Fam or what was it? FM? GM Man. Good to see you. Oh, we got Skeets in the chat. We got Cock This Way. There we go. Juan Stockton here. Snoopaloop. At least the audio works for now. Snoop, it works for now. We got a fun one. You want a little old man hoops update first though? Little old man. We moved to 7-1 last night. 7-1. First 20-point game of Mike Zakarion's career. First 20-point game of the career. The three ball was falling last night, boys and girls. We finally got one. We got 7 triples and a layup, but it wasn't B-ball Paul numbers. Paul Reed in the freaking mud last night was insane, huh? We had a good night of hoops. Let's get going. We'll save the underdog stuff for a little bit later. But we got one. Mike is back. You're right. Mike is back. We got the drops back. We got a little bit of everything. What game do we want to start with? Where do we want to start today? Oh, actually, before we do that, just a reminder, no NBA bit tomorrow. We'll be back for Live Before Lock at 5 o'clock tomorrow. No bit in the morning, though. No bit in the morning because we're doing bits IRL tomorrow. That's why. All right, let's go. Let's just get started. Should we just start with Jokic's game? Oh no, you know what? Let's give Steph Curry some love. Did you guys see Kevin O'Connor going back and forth with Draymond Green? Also, Draymond Green is on Threads. That's insane. They were going back and forth on Threads. What? That's okay. All right. I didn't know. I guess content creators be everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Draymond also called him out on his Killian Hayes take, which normally I find Draymond to be annoying. I thought that was funny. Oh, Snoop's willing to do the show tomorrow. All right. Hell yeah. Steph Curry addressed the washed allegations. He did. The Warriors have been just off to a brutal start. And last night in a really fun, really competitive game, Steph just went off, man. Steph went absolutely bonkers. Look at this. 46 points on 13 for 25 shooting, knocking down 5 triples, doing a little bit of everything too. 5 boards, 5 dimes. Jimmy too. I feel like Jimmy's been off to a slow start. I was wondering if he just wasn't healthy, if he just wasn't 100%. Jimmy goes off for 28, 8, and 6 in this one. Draymond was all over the place. Look at this starting 5. Moody in the starting 5. Will Rich in the starting 5. Kuminga going back to the bench, and Kuminga only playing 12 minutes. I'm sure that'll be normal and fine as we move forward, right? The great win for Golden State, though, to be on the back end of a back-to-back, to go into San Antonio, the Spurs have been playing great basketball, with the vibes at an all-time low in the Bay Area. To go get a W, I thought was pretty impressive win. Even though they were on a back-to-back, because the Warriors got their asses whooped the night before. They had all been pretty fresh, which was good. Stan says most of the games lost were without Curry and people panicked. I mean, but even with Steph, they had been pretty. I wouldn't say they had been fun. They had lost some pretty bad games as well. But anyways, Stan, listen, you know what? No, you can't. When they go out there and they win their first couple of games, and then you come into the chat and you're like, hold that L on the under, Zakarian. Hold that L. And then they start losing games. You don't get to make excuses. All right, Stan? You don't get to do that. I'm in charge, Stan. The Spurs, dude, I think I might get a Stefan Castle. I might get a Castle jersey. Or you know what we should do? I think, remember that show Castle? It's everybody's mom's favorite show. What's the guy's name? What dorks love that dude? Nathan Fillion. Yeah, let's redo. Any graphic design people out there? Can we do like a poster or something? A little Castle poster. I love his game, man. 23 points, 10 boards, 10 dimes. We got 2 teammates with triple doubles, and they get the L. Also, Wemby, look at those turnovers. 8 turnovers in this one. Wemby had 31, 15, and 10. Fox, a little rusty for Fox. Find his feet. Harrison Barnes. You know what we should do, actually? Well, let's do this real quick. Since we're I don't know. I'm in a good mood today, and I think we should. I just want us to all experience some good tunes together. You know what I mean? Just to get the vibes right here on a Thursday. It's Thirsty Thursday, and I think we should remember what's important, okay? Remember what's important, and just talk about our hands, Just talk about our hands. So let's together, if you guys could turn your headphones up for me just a little bit here, and let's go.
Same hands that work the pain, same hands I fold in prayer. 12 years and I'm still learning what it means to really care.
Woo!
They see me on the court at night, but that ain't all I am. From Ames to San Antonio, trying to serve a bigger plan. These hands that give, these hands that live, more than buckets, more than wind.
Come on.
These hands that give,
Woo!
these hands that reach to every child that needs to live. That's the real gift.
That's the real gift. That is the real gift. We gotta just save this drop and play it a bunch of times. Man, Harrison Barnes, baby. All 11 points with these hands that give. 3 for 6 from 3 for Harry Barnes. Imagine having a bad day after that. Not me. Couldn't be me. What's up, Coach Stark? Justin. These hands that give. The hands didn't give a W. They gave an L. Warriors win 125-120. Spurs dropped 8-3. First home loss of the season. Dubs get the dub. They're now above 500. Congrats, bros. Let's go to the Jokic, dude. Jokic is nuts. This is a fun game, especially because your boy had a Jokic team that was storming up the leaderboard. I think Joker had 30 points in the first half. 30 points in the first half. The Clippers are cooked, BT Dubs. Poor Bradley Beal, just a hip injury. We got sciatica with LeBron James. Bradley Beal's got a bad hip. Beal's done for the season. This Clippers, like Kawhi supposedly is coming back soon. Also, FBI, they're involved. Although okay, we're back. Sorry, Mike went out. Snoop, you jinxed it. I was going to make an FBI joke, and then the FBI came in and muted my ass, just like Roham used to do back in the day. But anyways, let's go. Jokic finishes this game with 55 points. 55 points. That's nuts. He had 55 points, 12 boards, 6 times. And if you thought that was nuts, he went 18 for 23 from the field. He did that in 23 shots. 23 shots. He was great. 5 for 6 from 3. I believe he missed a free throw or two. Yeah, 14 for 16 from the line. Quiet Jamal game, but I think part of the reason is because Jokic had 55 points. Just bonkers stuff there from him. Clippers waved the white flag pretty early. Was kind of weird, right? Like because we'll talk about Atlanta here in a second. Atlanta kept their starters in while they were up like 30, and they have a back-to-back, which is kind of wild. The Clippers only down like 14 or 15 with 3.5, 4 minutes. Just were like, let's call it. Let's call it. Harden finished with 23, 8 and 5. Big Z at 18 and 9. I mean, man, this team went from looking like a pretty deep roster to, a laundromat, pretty washed, because like John Collins played 21 minutes. He's fine. I mean, he's fine. He's going to have to start now. John Collins' bags could be going up because of Bradley Beal. Chris Dunn's in the starting five. I like Batum, Brolo, Bogey. Jordan Miller played 26 minutes. Jordan Miller had a good game. Knocked down a couple of threes, too. Did you see Ty Lue's plan? He was telling his friends to bet. Oh, see, you careful, though. You start saying stuff about the FBI, they shut your microphone off. And yeah, this is a good reminder. This is a good reminder that the Paul George trade is still paying dividends here to the Oklahoma City Thunder, because they have the Clippers' first round pick. I believe it's unprotected, right? And the Clippers are now 3-8. Nuggets move to 9-2. And then Magi too saying Jokic can save us from OKC. I don't even know. First time in a career that CP3 had 3 DNPs in a row. Wow, we got Weisberg in the chat. Good to see you. I did not miss that. That's funny. So Ty said the game plan was to take away Jokic's passing, and then he was shocked Jokic dropped 55 on him. I mean, listen, that is, people have said that all the time, though. Like, you make Jokic one-dimensional so that he can only score. The problem is you need him to score 45, maybe not 55. I don't know, man. Jokic is nuts. It's just, not to be all sentimental, but is that the right word? Glaze? I don't know. The league is so fun right now. I mean, we just talked about Wemby and Castle, these two young dudes, both dropping triple doubles against Steph Curry, who went for 40 plus. And then we go to Jokic, who has a 55 point. Like, we're just bouncing around the league. I feel like it's a good time to have league pass. Also, which, by the way, like, quick league pass moment, minute, whatever. I was biking home last night for my game because I'm built different like that. I'll bike in the cold. And we're going through the city. And city's got, I can see into some apartments, not in a creepy way. I'm just going by. So if you have a big TV and it's dark and it's lit up, I saw 6 different apartments in my 20-minute bike ride that had league pass going. And I don't know why I found that to be surprising in a nice way. It was I saw we had the Spurs Warriors game was on one. I guess the Knicks Magic game was on ESPN, right? I saw Mavs Suns. Mavs Suns is sicko mode. People watching Mavs Suns in New York, which was good. Yeah, I did. I made fun of that already. On Threads, Weisberg, on Threads. It was fun though, man. Just the league's in a fun place. I'm loving it. Shout out McDonald's, TM trademark. All right, let's keep going. Clippers are washed, right? That's what our takeaway is. OKC Lakers. This was another ESPN game. So the 2 ESPN games we got were Knicks Magic, which were not fun for reasons we'll cover in a second, and then Lakers Thunder. And this game couldn't have been over faster. Thunder outscored them 30-18 in the first, and then 40-20 in the second quarter. And just a reminder, OKC is 12-1, and their second best player has yet to put on his uniform outside of media day. That's nuts. And as we just outlined, probably going to have a lottery pick this season. Just crazy, crazy business here from this team. And it's just fun. This is fun. I'm enjoying the OKC cook. They did leave Austin Reeves. Somehow Reeves played 30 minutes last night. I don't know if JJ Redick was pissed at him or what. If he really did not like his performance early on. He was just kind of like, hey man, get back out there. I know we're down 35. Get out there, Austin. He finished with 13 and 5. Luca, you know what? Let's just play the Luca drop. If we can do my hands that give in an L, we can do Luca magic in an L. And now that we have access to the drops,
Luca magic.
great point too. We're talking about AJ Mitchell here of OKC. Like, I do think if you have to do your top 5 in the league right now, it's like Jokic, SGA, AJ Mitchell, Wemby, and then Peyton Pritchard. That's my top 5. Connect, though. There you go. Connect 4 had 16 off the bench. Look at this. You're not going to believe this. SGA scored 30 points. That's just what happens. 30 points, 9 dimes, 5 boards for him. Very efficient night, 10 for 18. And then just, everybody sprinkled in some points. AJ had 14. Chitty Chitty Bang Bang had 11. iHeart had 11. And then, I don't know, off the bench, you got Isaiah Joe went nuts. But this OKC team is just going to be rested. Like, no one ever has to play 35 minutes on this team. They don't, because they're a deep team and they just beat everybody handily. It's just nuts. Lakers, I wouldn't worry about the Lakers. We got a bunch of breaking news tweets yesterday in a really funny manner where I thought everybody was just like, hey guys, hey, can you guys shut up for a second? Can you guys shut up for a second? LeBron is playing with the G League team. He is ramping up. We already knew that. Like, I felt like we already knew he was with the G League team a couple days ago. We knew that he was like a week or 2 away. I don't need this. It's a really funny thing to have Shams notifications on, because every once in a while you get something like that. You're like, can you shut the fuck up for a second, man? Weisberg letting us know AJ Mitchell's contract is insane. Yeah, 3 years, $8.5 million. How does Sam Presti do it? All right, good win for them. Let's do the Bing Bong Boys and O-Town. Orlando gets to win 124-107. Paolo, little pulled penis there in the first half, right? Only played 12 minutes and then got a groin. He was gone. That just nuked so many lineups. LaMelo practiced with the G League as well. All right, well, I didn't get a Shams tweet for that. But Franzia, 28 and 9 in this one. He had a couple of steals and a block as well. Desmond Bain finally had a good shooting night. He was pretty efficient. He had 22 and 8 in this one. And then 17 from Anthony Black, who is going to get most of the minutes. Oh, hell yeah. Courtside said just got to work and the audio accidentally switched off of headphones and the whole office heard it. Well, I tell you what, Courtside, go ahead, rewind this video in a little bit and let him hear Harrison Barnes cook. One thing, if Paolo's going to miss a ton of time here, I really do like Anthony Black. I think Anthony Black is going to be the guy that scoops up the most minutes. And you know what? Just a little love here for Tristan da Silva. He's been playing good basketball. But the story that we got to get to, Jalen Brunson, at the very end of the game, the last like 4 or 5 minutes, was driving to the hoop, stepped on somebody's foot, ankle went like that, and he was in a boot after the game. And so he like stayed in the game. I thought, I didn't think they pulled him out after he rolled the ankle, but maybe I missed it. Because I went to a bar to have dinner after my basketball game. Because I tell you what, man, you knock down 7 threes, you get a beer and some sliders. But anyways, Brunson, so we'll have to monitor that. Obviously, Deuce would get a nice little boosty boost. But I also think Mikal Bridges maybe does a little bit more offensive facilitation if Brunson was to miss a little bit more time. Yeah, it should have been. That. Honestly, let's get that drop going right now. Fix those headphones, boys and girls.
We can't go down this road. We can't talk about like how you need to have had sex in order to have responsibility. I just think it changes you, I think it changes you.
I would love to know where that hoodie is. I miss that hoodie. That was a good hoodie. Good hood. All right, so the Bing Bong Boys dropped to 7-4. Are the Magic vibes getting a little bit better here? This is a good road win in the Garden. They're now back to 500. Are the vibes turning here in O-Town? We'll have to wait and see on the Paolo stuff, obviously, but good win for them. Whatever for the Bing Bong Boys. Let's do Charlotte, huh? So no Giannis Antetokounmpo because he respects the cup. We saw a lot of guys sit yesterday so that they're fresh for Friday. The Hornets win 111. Mr. Cock, who it looked like he might He had like a midday downgrade, and I was like, oh, is he not playing? And he's like, not only am I playing, bro, I'm going to get 3 blocks. He had 17 points and 9 boards. Listen, I love Hugo Gonzalez for the Celtics. I still don't know why we couldn't have used our second-round pick on Kalkbrenner instead of Amari Williams and Max Sugar. I don't really know why we did that. I would have loved Kalkbrenner or Maxime Renaud, who's playing over there with the Sacramento Kings. I don't understand it, but whatever. Miles Bridges had 26 and 6. Big shout-out to Charles Lee, because when this game was in hand, they still brought Miles Bridges back in for a few extra minutes, and that became pretty important for me. Cock's wife had a child on Tuesday, little girl. Oh, wow. All right. Congrats to the Cock. Colin Sexton continues to have no ceiling, but 16-8-5. Knipple, 16-6-6. Good win for them. Anybody on the bench? Musa had a good game. Let's do Milwaukee. Ryan rolling. So he had 25-6-5. You know what's been kind of a bummer? I guess this actually was a pretty good game. Bobby Portis had 14-8. But I'm old enough to remember that when Giannis would miss a game, Bobby Portis would go batshit, right? Those eyes would get big and he'd go nuts, not seeing it. Miles Turner did have a good game, though, 21. Also, I would say Miles Turner I feel like I looked at the end of the first and he had like 17 points, finished with 21, whatever. And the Coos, shout out Sneeps, by the way, for the Coos drop. He had 8 points and 4 dimes. Also, I'm pretty sure Sneeps and Boston base are going to be at the Patties game tonight, the old Drake May Patriots. And I think they're got great seats. So keep an eye out on Two Dorks if you're watching on Amazon Prime. Has Rollins completely replaced Cole Anthony? Yeah, man. He's been great, man. Cole Anthony played how many minutes off the bench? Just 15. Yeah, I mean, not only did he replace Cole Anthony, this guy might have replaced Kevin Porter Jr. He's been great. Rollins has been great. We talked about him in like the preseason stuff, right? And we thought Rollins was going to be important just because of what he brought to the table defensively. Dude, he's been great offensively too. Snoop saying, "Do I use the Patriots in Survivor tonight?" You know how I feel about this. I think it's terrifying to use Thursday night guys in those stories. I mean, in those, sorry, I looked at regulator, in Survivors. Thursday night games are so scary, but yeah, Pats win. I don't know the Rollins story. I'll look it up after. But anyways, good win for Charlotte, 4-7, Cuck 7-5. But whatever, they were fine punting this game. They're ready for Friday. They're ready to get to Vegas for the Cup, which, by the way, we are getting very close to Viva Las Vegas. I am going to be out there in less than a month. Friday, December 12th, your boy is going to arrive as long as planes are still a thing. And we're going to be there for both semifinal games on Saturday, finals on Tuesday. I know our guy Patty Coyne's going to be out there. Borland's going to be out there. We've got, who else is going to be out there? Papa Zakarian's going to be out there. Tiger. Also, my bro, Jake. So, good vibes all around. If you want to come hang out, I'll tell you right now. I don't know. The price of tickets are not the cheapest thing in the world. I think it's like $100 to get in the door, maybe for each game. I will tell you, Vegas is like dirt cheap right now. My flight round trip was like $190, and the hotel was like nothing. So I don't know. If you're looking for, want to get away? If you're looking for a getaway, come hang out. Drinks on me if you're out there. All right, let's go back to Vegas. Weisberg saying, agreed. It was one of the few times Brad and company overthought the draft. Will Richard, who's been awesome in Golden State, went between Williams and Sugar as well. Yeah, it seemed like an overthink. Like, I don't know if they were just like, hey, listen, the Mice Kate is going to be a 20-20 guy. I mean, it was such a clear thing. It was such a clear thing that they needed to do was get big, and they I don't know. And Max Sugar is my size. I mean, maybe he works out. I don't know, but. Oh, there we go. All right. Well, good to see Rollins got his act together. We love to see that. Also, if you're just joining us, like the stream, subscribe. All right. We went this long without talking about B-Ball Paul. Detroit bat. Let's play we're playing the whole drop too. You're not just getting a little drop. Just imagine instead of Cade, it's Paul Reed.
Detroit basketball. Detroit basketball. You better
I'm not gonna lie. I forgot how long it was. You're not gonna get the whole thing. But B-Ball Paul was balling last night. So my basketball game was at 8:00, right? So I got there at like 7:30, started stretching because I'm 40. And it was just like I was watching along on League Pass on my phone. And he's just like, he's cooking. He's cooking early. And then I was like, okay, that's good because I had a lot of him on Underdog. He was like my big swap guy. And but I was like, okay, cool. Like maybe he gets to like 35 fantasy points, and that would be huge for a swap. 62. You want to know why? Because B-Ball Paul played in 31 minutes, 11 for 13 from the field, knocked down both of his 3-pointers, had 28 points, 13 boards, 6 dimes, 4 freaking steals, and a block. B-Ball Paul in the mud. The Pistons sat Cade, they sat Duran, they sat Asar Thompson, they sat Beef Stew, and they got the dub at home. Now, granted, the Bulls also without Josh Giddey, and this team is very different without the Giddler. You see Matas Buchelis had 21 and 14. Pretty good game from him. Squirt had 20. But then, I mean, Vucci, man. B-Ball, I thought when Dern was out, I was like, oh, Vooch should have no problem grabbing a ton of rebounds, right? But Paul Reed, I apologize for the disrespect. I didn't realize you were going to be putting Vooch in the mud. Just what a win for Detroit. A couple other guys to shout out. Jenkins played 40 freaking minutes last night. He had 18 and 12. Man, great stuff. Ronnie Holland, 9-6. Didn't kind of get there for us in the way that I wanted to see. Karis LeVert played 22 minutes. I mean, look at the guys that played. This is the starting 5. Duncan Robinson, Paul Reed, Ron Holland, Javante Green, Dennis Jenkins. Tolu Smith played 16 minutes. Wendell Moore Jr., Bobby Clintman, Shaz Lane. I don't know these guys. I don't like. I do this every day. I do not know these men. What a win for Detroit. They continue to cook. They're 10-2. 10-2. Hold the wheel. 10-2. Bulls 6-5. Good W for the Pistons. You like to see it. You just like to see it. Let's do some Celtics. Let's do the Beantown boys. I thought there was a part of me that thought, hey, maybe the Grizzlies play better without Ja. Ja's been awful. We've talked about it. Ja gets ruled out. And here's the thing. They did not play better. They did not. Triple J hit 18 points in 23 minutes. He honestly probably would have had a good night if they didn't lose by 1,000,000. Everybody else sucked. KCP, 19 minutes, almost snelled us. Jock had 11. Jay Wills had 5. Vince Williams Jr., 12. Coward had a pretty bad shooting night. He had 12 and 6 with 3 dimes. The Grizzlies vibes could not rank them for me. Kings, who we'll talk about in a second, Grizzlies, Pelicans. Rank the vibes. I felt bad. I saw Molly Morrison travel to Boston for this L. Who had Suns with a better record than the Grizz? Not me, baby. Not me. So they looked bad. For the Celtics, though, one I thought a good interesting bit. I mean, the first time I don't play Peyton Pritchard, we finally got a Peyton Pritchard game, but was listening to Pritchard after the game, and he was referencing his recent struggles, similarly to his time, after he got his contract extension. I think he said he went 4 or 5 games without hitting a 3 or without even scoring, right? And he was like, yeah, it's really hard not to get down during those times. And he said it was like a similar feel for the way that he was starting, but he just knew it's at some point you break out of it. And what I thought was nice, because I think it's important to do shit like this when you're struggling. Missoula let him play 30 minutes last night, even though this game was out of hand. You look at the rest of the starters, Cade at 20, White 26, JB 25, 18 for Walsh. Pritchard he let stay out there, and he cooked 8 for 15 from the field, 5 for 10, 24, 9 and 6. That's what you like to see. Hopefully he's able to build off of that a little bit. Also to note, Walsh got the start over Josh Minot, and it looks like Minot played more minutes last night, but I think that had more to do with blowout run. Even Ron Harper Jr. got some run too. So good win for the Celtics, 6-7. But the Celtics aren't good, and to beat your team like that, again, the Celtics shouldn't be beating anybody by 40. Weisberg says, watch Locked On Grizz last night post-game, and man, their host Joe just roasted the Grizz as an organization. Couldn't put the ether beat under it. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what they do. I imagine they will, I don't think they want to trade Ja. I don't know what kind of trade value Ja has. I don't think they want to trade Jaren Jackson Jr. I do think Jaren Jackson Jr. has better trade value. I was thinking about that. Oh, did my mic cut out? No, we're okay. I was thinking about that yesterday or this morning. Sorry, when I was working on the Celtics daily video. Like Jaren Jackson Jr. going to a good team where he's your third option is like pretty enticing. Jaren Jackson Jr. on this team is not enticing right now. Like if we're like, hey, we need you to protect the rim and score 25 a game. Like that's a lot to ask of that guy. It looks like Zach Edey is very close to being back and maybe getting a traditional center in there helps shift the vibes a little bit. But man, Memphis is in a tough spot. They're now 4-9, 1-4 on the road. I mentioned the Celtics moved to 6-7. So I don't know. Cleveland and Miami. Cleveland rested everybody but J.A. last night. So Donovan was out. Spida was out. Jalen Tyson missed this game as well, but his was actually like concussion related. Look at this starting five. J.A., Lonzo, Sammy Merrill, DeAndre Hunter, Dean Wade. Also, I did not realize Jared Allen finished with 30 and 10. Jesus. Wow. I did not realize that. 30 and 10, 21 from Hunter. Lonzo, guys, we called out. We were very excited about Alonzo double-double last night. And we got so close. And I think if this game stayed a little bit closer, we might have gotten there. He had 6 going into the fourth and then only played 2 minutes in the fourth, I think. And then he came in, he got 2 dimes right away, and then they took him out. Good win for them. Miami, this was kind of a confusing loss considering how well they were playing. Bam, it sounds like is getting a little bit closer. Kalel had 15 and 13 in this game. Storm and Norman continued to cook. He had 27. Jaime Hawkins Jr. finally came back to earth with that game last night. Only 11, 3 and 4 in this one. Good win for Cleveland, though. Cleveland actually plays tonight. They're on a back-to-back. Curious if we see J.A. sit this one out, but we'll talk about that when we get there. Houston, you know what? Shut up the Wizards. The Wizards kept this shit close for a little bit because it looked like things were getting out of hand. They were up. The Rockets were up 17 going into halftime, and then the Wizards came out, outscored them by 11, and I was like, all right, that's good. No blowout. Alex Sarr, 25 and 11. Not too bad. Not too shabby against all those big boys of Houston. Everybody else kind of sucked. For the Rockets, nobody really cooked for the Rockets, like from a fantasy perspective. KD was pretty efficient again, 7 for 16. He had 23. Jabari had 15. Goon had 16 and 13. Amen finally got like a 4-stock game from him. Tari Eason with 20 and 6 off the bench. Reed Shepherd also had 21, 5 for 8 from 3. Dude, Reed Shepherd is just cooking from 3-point land, baby. What is his last time we checked, it was like 40 something, right? What's he shooting from 3? Let's see. We pulled it up right now. Guys, he's shooting 50% from 3. That's like on decent volume. It's working. Shout out Reed Shepherd. You know, I think myself included, after that first week of the season, I was like, oh man, the Rockets are in trouble. Rockets are now, they're humming now, man. 7-3. Somehow they've only played 10 games. It feels like they should have played more games by now. But good win for Houston. Only a couple games left that we need to get to. Let's do Atlanta and Sacktown. Light the beam, 133-100. Guys, everybody's going to get traded, I think, on the Kings. What's his name? Doug Christie, the coach, was just kind of like, hey, this was embarrassing. You can't do this. Like, I could do better, he said. Also, man, get ready for the Trae Young rumors because Atlanta keeps winning without him. And I just wonder if they're going to be like, man, I don't want to extend him. We don't need to. Jalen Johnson is that guy. He might be him and Castle. Him and Castle might be my 2 favorite players in the league right now that are not Celtics. 24 points, 10 boards, 8 dimes, missed 1 shot in 24 minutes. In 24 minutes, my guy cooked. We were right. I think we were saying shout out to Badge Bros, by the way. Jumped on their show yesterday, and that was my take, is that we were going to get at least a 50 ball from them, and we did. Zanger was back. He played 23 minutes. Dyson Daniels had a couple of steals in this one. So they're on a back-to-back tonight too, and I can't tell, like, I imagine Porzingis doesn't play and everybody else does. I don't know. But, like, nobody's minutes got extended. Like, this was just a massive blowout. The Kings suck. Now, the Kings were without Levine in this one, but the vibes are real bad down here. The beam has not been lit in a while. They've had 2 home wins, so 2 beams have been lit. Nobody did anything good. Sabonis, 12-5, whatever, like just bad. Russ, I had a big Russ position last night, and Russ said, no, thank you. The birthday narrative. It was his birthday. Down the shitter. Not a chance. Not a chance, the birthday narrative. Doug McDermott. Hey, shout out Sneeps again. We got Dougie McBuckets last night with 6 points. Kings are screwed, man. Everybody's going to get traded. They've already, I don't know what value looks like here, but it sounds like Levine will get, like, everybody's going to get looked at. I will give Keon Ellis a little bit of love. He played well last night. He had 20 points. He should be playing 30 minutes a game anyways. I'm so confused by this. It seemed clear to me, like the last couple of seasons, that Keon was going to be like a good piece to have there. He's an excellent on-ball defender. And the offense is spotty, but it seemed like a guy you needed to have out there. Just build around Keon and Keegan and then figure out the rest of it. And yeah, the Kuminga stuff. Yeah. I mean, again, Kuminga played 12 minutes last night. So get ready to learn Sacramento, baby. All right. Phoenix and Dallas. Phoenix good at basketball? Who knows? Who's to say? 7-5. Mavericks, first game without Nico Harrison, still picked up that L. Anthony Davis, they're now doing an investigate, just some crazy reporting there. So the owner, or Dumont, whatever his title is, Govna, he said, we're going to do an investigation into the true health of Anthony Davis. And it's like, yeah, no shit, man. Isn't that what a medical staff does? So is the report that you guys are doing your job? Congrats, guys. Thank you for that notification. They also said they're going to work with Anthony Davis about a potential deal if that's what he wants. They're going to check in a couple of months. And I'm sure that would be a huge sigh of relief for both Dallas fans and everybody else. Not that you're out on Anthony Davis, but it allows you to get some more get another good draft pick to put with Flag and Lively. And yeah, let's do the PJ drop, but just imagine instead of the words that you're hearing, that it's like Dashboard Confessional singing it.
PJ Washington. PJ Washington. PJ Washington.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Never forget, they got rid of all their medical staff, right? Aren't they all with the Knicks now? Yeah, I didn't see the extent of the PJ injury. I just know that he left the game. So I don't know if you guys know in the chat, was it a real serious one? Because look at this road. So Gafford played 27 minutes last night. PJ only 5 before getting hurt. Brandon Williams' stock is going up, though. I love the Brandon Williams stuff. Clay played 31 minutes. Najee Marshall stock will go up too if PJ's out for a while. It's a shoulder. Damn, PJ. That I don't think we need to talk about them. I mean, I thought Cooper Flag, filled it up with the stocks, which was nice to see. But let's talk about Phoenix, man. Grayson Allen, best basketball player of all time. What is going on with the Grayson Allen stuff? It's nuts. 23, 5, and 3. That followed up like a 42-point game. Book had 26 and 9. Mark Williams only played 26 minutes, which is kind of interesting. I'm curious if Mark Williams plays tonight. They're on a back-to-back. It would be his third game in 4 nights, so probably not. But Jordan Goodwin gave him 13 off the bench. Suns just playing good ball, man. They're just playing good ball. Lots of dogs. Did you see the reporter ask Luka if he could ever see himself back in a Mavs uni? Yeah, and he said no comment, right? No comment? Which is why are we asking that, man? Leave the guy alone. That was the most clickbaity thing. Also, bad answer by Luka, but I don't know. Leave him alone. Let him hoop. But yeah, Grayson Allen cooking. Suns now 7-5. That's fun to see. That is fun to see. And then I think the last game of the night is Portland, New Orleans. And Portland wins 125-117. Shout out to Pellies for keeping this close and competitive. Denny continues to be Denny. 12 for 18 from the field. He had 32. Klingon 1 point shy of a dub. Drew Holiday continues, to play well. 17 and 12. And then Shaedon Sharpe, the efficient king. 35 points on 13 for 18 shooting. Come on, baby. Love to see it. Chris Murray gave him a couple off the bench. Sorry, he's 6, 7, and 5. Portland now 6 and 5. They're over 500. Pels, man. Pels, dude. At least Derek Queen played 26 minutes. They're still without Poole and Zion. Trey Murphy had 22 points. Bay had 25. Hey, baby. The vibes are bad. Vibes are bad in New Orleans. Are we officially worried about the Hassan Young? I mean, it was so clear that he wasn't going to. You mean best ball, or you mean the draft pick in general? He's in the G League right now, isn't he? In the G League, I thought they sent him down to get him some run. I'm not worried about it long term. I thought there was no way he was going to be playing real minutes right away as long as his team was trying. Oh, Queen played 38 minutes. Did he have? What did I read that wrong? Oh, he had 26 points. Woo, Derek Queen. 26, 7, and 4. I apologize. All right. Now we can do it. Now Derek Queen can be clicked. Derek Queen can now be clicked. That's great. Good win for the Pellies. Let's just for the Blazers, let's take a sneak peek at the standings here. All right. So Pistons, look at this. Detroit basketball, 10-2. Not only are they in first, they got a 2-game lead, baby. The Cavs, 8-4. Look at the Pistons with an 8-game winning streak too. A-Town down. They've won. The Hawks have won 3 in a row there. That's fun. They're in the 5 seed. Sixers kind of leveling out a little bit. They're still 7-4. Bing Bong 7-4. Heat 7-5. Cuck 7-5. And then it's Raptors and Bulls both 6-5 with the Magic at 500, and then the Celtics right there. And then you get the Hornets, Nets, Pacers, and Wiz. All look at that 1-10, 1-10, 1-11. Hell yes. West Side though, look at OKC 12-1. Incredible. The Nuggets 9-2. That's fun. What else do we have here? Spurs 8-3, Rockets 8-3. So biggest winning streak here. We've got 6 in a row of the Nuggets. And then the T-Wolves in the top 6. Lakers still 7-3 in their last 10 after dropping last night's game. They're in the 5 seed. And then it's the Suns and the Blazers at 7-5 and 6-5, followed by the Warriors and the Utah Jazz, baby, doing what they love to do in the first month of the NBA season, and that's stay in the play-in, which is great. And then it's Grizz, Clips, Kings, Mavs, Pels. Bad vibes. Vibes are bad. Vibes are bad over here. So that's the action. Before we look at tonight's slate, let's just do a quick little recap here. Because last night, baby, last night was a movie. We took it down. First place, baby. First place, the old rack, 10K right there. 10K. Shout out Joker. Joker with an 82 bomb. We had Denny with 39. We had Jalen Johnson with 50. JB with 41. B-Ball Paul was a swap for Anthony Davis. And then Steph Curry in the last round. And using the solver, I was able to go back and check the when I drafted this. And listen, this is a note that everybody should be in the gym, because this was an elliptical draft. Even on game days, even on 40 and over hoops days, we're in the elliptical, getting some mileage in. All right. And then bang. Steph, the reason I got Steph with pick 35 or 36, I think. And the reason I was able to get him so late is he still had a questionable tag. And I think everybody thought they're on a back-to-back. He's not going to play. But in the 6th round, like, who cares? Just click him, man. And then B-Ball Paul was the swap for Anthony Davis in the 5th round. So, hell yeah. A little bit of a bailout here, because I had a lot of Russell Westbrook last night because I bought into the birthday narrative. But big dubs, baby. We love to see it on an absolute sun-running heater right now. This is just kind of bonkers. So we've got 2 second-place finishes, a first-place finish, a third-place finish, and then I think a 7th-place finish, maybe a 5th place in there too. So just like truly a bonkers run. And I would like to say this is all from playing good, but we are sun running. We are. So I can also accept the luck factor of it all too. But yeah, beers will be on me in Vegas. If you make it out to Vegas, beers will be on me. But not too many, because unfortunately, I would love to be able to celebrate quietly, so that my wife doesn't know, but she knows, you know what I'm saying? She knows. So we gotta be responsible with your finances. Even though I don't want to be, you have to be responsible with your finances. Although, again, on the current pace that we're at, governmentally speaking, there's a good chance the IRS doesn't exist, in a couple of weeks. the IRS, the president, all of the things. Let's look at tonight's stuff. So we only have 3 games tonight because everybody is getting ready to respect the cup. Speaking of Weisberg, you going to be on playback tomorrow night for some cup checks, some Mitch cup checks? Let's look at tonight's stuff. So we have a 3-game slate here. We have the Toronto. Oh, they shut them off. What the? Do we have any odds? I've never seen off. Did we get some news just now? Hold on. Let me check something quickly. Does anybody have a line on this? I want to make sure I didn't just miss any news. Sorry, I missed the Orlando celebration, but go Magic. You're back, Mark. You're back. We gave you a little bit of love. Hopefully the Paulo thing isn't. Was there a report on Paulo? No report on Paulo after the game. I didn't see. All right, let's go. All right, whatever. Raptors and Cavs. So Cavs are on a back end of a back-to-back, but they did rest Donovan. They rest Mobley. They rested Garland too. I'm kind of leaning Jared Allen's going to not play basketball tonight after having a big game last night. Feels like they're able to give him a little bit of a rest. The one thing I will say is J.A. is a workhorse, right? He had that streak going forever, which he broke earlier this season. But I kind of would say Jared Allen's probably not going to play. And then DeAndre Hunter maybe sits this one out. For Toronto's been playing some better basketball lately. Manuel Quickley seems to be in a good rhythm. Honestly, he might be my favorite Raptor click today. I don't know if that's a hot take. And then, Barnes. Well, Barnes is my favorite. But when you get to the BI and BI and what's the other one? RJ Barrett. All right. Weisberg giving it to Cavs are 7.5 over under 240. Okay. Thank you, man. Pacers and Suns. Suns on the back end of a back-to-back, but the Pacers are all bad. Yeah. Oh, Stubbs. That's what I was just going to say. Thank you. You think he's going to be out for a while? Interesting. All right. Lonzo probably sits too. Okay, I wasn't sure if he was going to be out for a while. I saw that he re-injured it and missed the game. He doesn't have a designation for today, but I'm with you. I'm not drafting Darius Garland. I don't think he plays. But Pacers, Suns on the back-to-back. One thing to point out here, TJ McConnell, he came back last game against the Jazz, and he played 11 minutes in the first half. So basically had, or maybe it was 11 minutes total. I can't remember. He played 11 minutes, but then did not play in the second half. And I think that had more to do with the blowout. It was his first game back, but I imagine he's probably sitting in that 18 to 22 minutes, maybe. You could do worse than a 20. That's true. That is true, Magi. That is true. Great call. This game is going to be kind of gross. I assume Mark Williams isn't playing, like I was saying. But then again, looking at all those minutes, it seemed like they weren't used too heavily last night. Well, Mark wasn't anyways. And then Atlanta and the Jazz. This is actually a 2.5. I don't really know what to make of this line. I mean, I think I do. I think the Hawks are on a back-to-back, and they're without Trae Young. And so this spread probably makes sense. The Jalen Johnson missed a game last week with a quad, it was labeled, but I wondered if that was just on the front end of a back-to-back. They wanted to give him a night off, or was the back end? I can't remember. And has played since. So I kind of think Jalen Johnson is fine. Dyson Daniels, I think, is fine too. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, I'd pay attention to him for a Q tag potentially. And then Porzingis, I just why are you going to play him a back-to-back? They only play him 26 minutes a game too, but I just don't think they'd play him on a back-to-back. So that's what I got for tonight. Jazz rotation. Good luck figuring that shit out. Let's build some ranks quickly. Let's have some fun. I've only done a handful of drafts so far on the Dog app. They're 4-man drafts, right? So instead of doing, it's still 6 rounds, but instead of it being 36 picks, you only need to get to 24. So keep that in mind. Sometimes I go a little bit lighter on these slates just because I feel like I'm not as solid. But if we're being honest, we got to ride the wave, right? Ride the wave. I think this is kind of fun because I don't have a good feel for what the top 4 should be. I think if we assume no Garland and no Jared Allen, to me, it's just, I kind of want to be even, but I'll probably just go Mitchell Mobley here at 1-2. I kind of want to go Jalen Johnson 3. I'd even listen to Siakam 3. I would. I know Spicy P has been a little bit quiet lately. I mean, he did get the 40 the other night. But he the numbers haven't been as gaudy as that 59-point game against Milwaukee. But if they can keep this close, Spicy P at 3, I think is a fine take. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to go Jalen Johnson, and then I'm going to probably do this. for now, and leave Booker at 4 just because of the back-to-back. And I think these are so close that I just don't want to go nuts. And this is just like my first run at it. I'm sure I'm going to shift this quite a bit as we get later into the day. And then Scotty's the clear 5. You could honestly, you could put Scotty anywhere from here to here, I think. Here to here. I think anywhere is fine. I kind of just want to be even. I don't think I want to have a super strong take on any of these. And then it's Lowry that's next for me. And this might be I kind of want Dyson after this. I know they're on a back-to-back. Maybe that's too. I just am not super excited about Ingram. I'm not super excited about RJ. I think I'd want more Dyson than anybody else. But in that range, there's just any one of them can go off. But Dyson, we at least know is going to be out there. And I guess he hasn't really flashed a ceiling. So maybe we'll put BI ahead of him. And then Dyson, and then we'll go RJ. But I kind of like IQ a little bit more than RJ, but we'll probably do this here. We'll probably go, let's just do it like this. Let's go Keontae, IQ, Nemby. Oh, no, IQ, Nemby, just like that, because I do want a lot of Keontae, too. So I'm going to skip Jared Allen, and I'm going to skip Mark Williams, and I'm going to skip Kristaps Porzingis for now. All right? I'm skipping all 3 of them, just for now. If they end up getting ruled in, I don't think their ADP, their average draft position, is going to go up. I don't think all of a sudden people are going to take them in the top 10, right? I think they're currently getting drafted in that people think they're playing. So let's just leave it like that. Let's leave it like that for now. And then Grayson Allen's the best player of all time, right? I don't think I want to go like this, man. If we're going to play Porzingis, let's just click Grayson Allen, whatever. Let's go. And then I kind of want to do it like this. Onyeka, Pirtle, Nurkic. Pirtle did play 30 minutes the last game. That was pretty happy. I like that. But if we're going to play Porzingis out, let's jam up Onyeka. Let's jam them up there. That gets us to 17. Again, we're still skipping those guys. Although I will say what I probably will do, we'll just throw Nesmith in there. I like Nesmith. I mentioned Nickeil Alexander-Walker too. The Utah stuff's kind of funky because Ace Bailey did get the start. And again, it was a blowout, so it's kind of hard to tell. He's been playing 23, 27, 25 minutes, right? Collier has been playing 26, 15, 26 minutes. Collier's rates are a little bit better. I don't know. Filipowski, his minutes are starting to go up a little bit now with the Walker Kessler stuff. So you could get to any of those guys. Even Bryce Sensabaugh. He's not playing enough minutes. I do like Bryce Sensabaugh. Then that's probably it though for the scrolls because we're running out of guys. So I think at 19. Oh, no, that's not it for the scroll. Sorry. Isaiah Jackson, if you want to go big there, you can get to Jay Huff if you want. Reese Shea's been playing some pretty good ball. You got Dylan Brooks, but he's on a back-to-back. Hunter, I don't think any of these guys are going to play. So if you, and TJ I mentioned too, Jarris Walker maybe. Walker continues to disappoint, but maybe you can get there. But honestly, because we're fading all of these guys, I think we click them here, and then we would just take the swaps until we get the news. We take the swaps until we get the news. We just do it like that. So we'll just enter them. But I think my favorite takes are these bigs here. The Pirtle, and Yeka are the ones that I got excited about. Yeah, there's a lot of talk about that. A lot of talk about the free throws. I Jason Kidd spoke about it after the game too, and I get it. Hopefully, they fired Nico, so they're gonna have to find something else to chant now. All right, gang. I think we'll call it there. We get some Splash Sports contest going on. Apologies for last night where I accidentally made it winner take all. So that's on me. I'm going to see if I can get a little free roll from them. But yeah, that's the deal for today. A reminder, no NBA bid tomorrow. Friday, tomorrow we will be back for Live Before Lock. I got a little shooty shoot from 9 to 2 tomorrow. So no NBA bid. We'll be back at 5. Fired too much. Yeah, just keep firing it. We're going to need something new to chant. But I hope everybody has a good little Thursday. Go Pats. We'll see you guys tomorrow night.